You're listening to the Pillaging Podcast, companion podcast to PillagingJustForFun.com, the only Raider fan site made by Raider fans for Raider fans. Tune in every week on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher Radio. Call in and leave a message to be played on air at 408-909-PJFF. Phone lines are always open. Brought to you by Creative Media Design Studio. Check them out at creativemediamoderate.com. It's time to pillage another podcast. I'm your host, Kenny Stapler. What's good, Che?
Oh, man. It's a great day to be a Raider. It's a great week to be a Raider, man.
It's a fantastic week to be a Raiders fan.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Man, I am full of joy and happiness and full of another delicious peanut butter stout.
That is a good beer.
It is a real good beer.
So we hyped this last week, and we're just going to say it again. Was it the Belching Beaver?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll just gloss right over that name. The Belching Beaver. Check them out. It's the peanut butter milk stout.
Peanut butter milk stout.
So good.
Oh, yeah.
So good. So
hopefully we get a sponsor here pretty soon.
That would be great.
Let's just keep on mentioning their name.
Just crates of peanut butter milk stout. So you were gonna change it up, but then you didn't.
I didn't, and I have every reason to have not done that.
What's your reason?
My reasoning is we had one of these last week,
mm-hmm.
and we got the W.
Got to keep the win streak going.
Got to keep the win streak going. So as long as we got the win streak going,
uh-huh.
we're going to be having some peanut butter stouts up in here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I had a job interview today. I went in, raided out.
Yeah.
Had my black pants, my gray shirt, my silver tie.
I like it.
I had to let them know, where I stand.
You got to let them know. You got to let them know.
Yeah.
No confusion.
No confusion at all.
No confusion.
This is just win baby culture over here.
That's right.
And that's what I'm trying to do. So if the podcast is interrupted by me getting a job offer, forgive me. But it's 5:45 now. I think we're in the clear. I think we'll be just fine. So we're coming high off a win against the Tennessee Titans. Tighten up!
Oh!
And we're gonna break that down a little bit. So I guess getting into we can grade. I guess the
yeah, we can grade it.
Let's grade the different squads. Let's start with special teams.
Special teams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and give our special teams a nice A, solid A.
Solid A. Starts with Shalom Luwani.
Yes.
With the onside kick to start the season.
Yes.
Which was odd. But,
yeah, that was odd, but he was ready.
He was ready. And you know why he was ready?
Because he's always ready. He stays ready.
Because he stays ready. I was reading that Luwani is a former soccer player.
He is.
So he said that he knew the ball was coming to him by the way that the kicker was lined up.
By the way, he's also the youngest player to score a goal in World Cup qualifiers.
Oh, for real?
That's what I read.
Wow.
I didn't know that, but
Damn.
for American Samoa, yeah.
Wow. So World Cup qualifying team. That's pretty. Yeah. That's hefty.
Yeah.
Props to you, Luwani.
Props.
And of course, as you know, the game ball went to our man Giorgio Tavecchio.
Oh, Tavecchio!
Super Giorgio. Just really quick before we move on to the other squads, what's your thoughts on Tavecchio? He had kind of a rocky preseason.
Hey, you know what? None of that matters.
None of that matters.
You make them when it counts, man. You make them when it counts, and that's what matters to me. And the dude came through,
mm-hmm.
put it all out of his mind. It was a fresh start, and a big chance for him, big shot for him, and he did his thing.
He stepped up to the plate. Well, wrong sport, but he stepped up to the placeholder on the biggest stage in sporting events.
Oh, and I don't know if you caught his one of his kickoffs,
mm-hmm.
but he kicked a kickoff that went through
the uprights.
Through the uprights, it actually hit the crossbar and went through. Yeah. I saw that. I was like, "Wow, all right, yeah. I like it. I like it, man."
And Seabass seemed to approve on the sideline. He was
he
was not sad cheeks.
No,
he was all about the team play and all about the W.
And I actually, I saw the interview with Jack,
mm-hmm.
and he was talking about they were asking him, when Seabass let him know that he wasn't going to be able to go, and he was like, he wanted to make sure that he gave us enough time. He didn't want to put the team's ability to win in jeopardy,
mm-hmm.
and so he said, "You know what? I can't do it, man. You need to bring somebody in because I don't want to cost us the game."
Well,
which is a big props to you too, Seabass.
Yeah, after trying to renegotiate your contract, That takes brass.
But
ones.
at least he didn't take the win.
Yeah.
He could have gone out there, could have just played it off, and it could have gone bad.
Yeah, and field goals played a big part of that game. So who knows if Janikowski tries to grit it out, maybe we lose that game.
Right.
I don't know.
Hey, Tavecchio hit a couple 50-yarders, man, and who knows which way that ball bounces if Nyowski's out there with a bad back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and he had distance on that too. He could have gone a little bit further. So we're happy with you, Giorgio. Hopefully we can keep the momentum rolling. Let's move along to the defense because there were so many question marks coming into this game. A lot of people weren't sure what we were going to get. I was saying it myself. You play like you practice. The preseason was rotating cluster beep at the linebacker position. Secondary still looked like Swiss cheese during the preseason. We weren't sure what to expect, but hey, these guys came out and they put together a full 4 quarters. First half was a little shaky.
Yeah.
But your overall impression of the defense?
You know what? They tightened it up after that first drive, and I was really heated that first drive because we had them in 2 or 3 third and long situations on that first drive.
Yeah.
So they could have easily shut them down, and they wouldn't have had a touchdown in that game.
Right.
But instead, they gave up those 2 or 3 plays.
A couple chunk runs on that drive too.
Some chunk runs, yeah. But I would say that those third downs and that kind of fell into the lap of the DBs. They didn't do what they were supposed to do for us. But they tightened it up after that first drive, and they got down the field a few times, but we held up.
You like that, Titans fan? Tighten up. You like
tighten
that?
Up. We're doing the tighten up.
I liked it too. I was trying to figure out like what was the adjustment, and from what I can tell, given like the narrow camera angle, because you can't really see the full field during game day during the broadcast. But what I saw in the first half was very large cushions at the snap. We're playing that soft zone off of the line, which is not playing to the strengths of our defensive backs. And in the second half, I saw a lot more jamming at the line. I saw a lot closer play, more man. Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully they ride that into the next game.
But you know what, man? This is the story of our lives, right? I think every season, every Raider fan sits on his couch or is in the stands and says, why are we in zone? Why are we in zone? Man, this goes back years, man. We've gone through how many defensive coordinators and we ask the same question. Why are we in zone? Man up, bump and run, and let's just go with it because that's what works for us. And then all of a sudden you put the zone out there and you give up chunks of yards at a time, man.
All the time. And you got 2 corners that aren't adept at playing zone. Sean Smith, a lot of people said he played zone in KC, and while they do play a lot of zone defense, Smith was often manned up with his wide receivers. So, Al Davis has got to be rolling over in his grave when he sees that because that was his philosophy. Our player against your player, one-on-one, let the best team win. Yeah. And we got to get back to that. We got to get back to that physical style of jamming players at the line. We got 2 physical safeties behind our corners. I was actually really surprised with the play of Reggie Nelson. It finally looked like him and Sean Smith were on the same page.
Yeah.
And wherever I saw Carl Joseph, I saw Reggie Nelson. He was hovering too. And I like that. And spectacular play by Carl Joseph in the end zone.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say too. Big props to KJ, man. He played his ass off.
Played the run well, played the outside pass well, just played the middle of the field well. A well-rounded game. Not many highlights except for the deflected pass in the end zone. But you know what? It's not all about highlights. It's about shutting it down. So I think we finished that game. We allowed somewhere between 46 and 50% third down conversion. You take away that first drive, and it's somewhere closer to 42%.
Exactly. Like I said, there was 3 third down conversions in that first drive. You guys can correct me if you want to, but without that first drive, the Titans didn't do nothing, man.
Nothing.
The Titans did nothing. And I was telling you earlier, I saw some Titans fan podcast. Yeah. And they were talking about how evenly we are. And I'm like, no. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I don't know what game you were watching. You guys must have had some nice beers while you were watching this game because you're not even with us.
Wasn't happening. Maybe last season we were a lot closer, but we've taken steps forward. And maybe we didn't even know that going into the game. But after the game, by halftime, I felt it. The score was a lot closer than the game was. You can feel which way the momentum was going, and just the crispness of the play by Oakland. It was just great. The Titans were having to really earn everything that they got. There was a lot of scrambles, a lot of broken plays.
Yep.
They weren't getting anything easily after the first quarter, and that was a story to me. Another player that really jumped off the film on defense,
yes,
and I think you guys all know where I'm going,
yes,
is Eddie Vanderdoes. He's doing it and doing it well.
Doing it well.
So I think the play that stood out the most was him taking out Conklin. He pancaked Conklin, reverse pancake, whatever you want to call it. But we just got done watching highlights of the full game.
Yes.
And dude was all over the place.
He was all over the place, man. He brought the pressure, but more than anything, the nastiness. I love it. I love it. The toughness, the nastiness. He was getting in dudes' faces. He was dropping them on the floor. He's rolling over them and then looking back at them and like, this is all you got for me? This is all you got? I'm a rookie right now. This is all you got for me? You're supposed to be one of the best offensive lines in the league.
Yeah, the Tennessee Titans O-line was ranked, I think, top 3 last year. I wanted to say number 1, but I think they're 1 or 2. The run game was 1 or 2. We held them under 100 yards rushing.
Yep.
Most of that came in the first half.
Yep.
And then you got Vanderdoes. He showed both power moves. He showed finesse moves. He had swing moves. He was disengaging from blocks. And that spin move was a thing of beauty.
Yes. Very, very nice. You could tell the dude has lots of skill, man. And that you could tell that there's a reason why there's been a buzz about him during training camp, at practice. Derek Carr has spoken about him, very a bunch of times at various interviews. Yeah, talking about we think this guy's going to be really good. We think this guy's really going to be a force for our team, and it showed, man. It showed the dude's tough. And let me tell you something: the more teams want to double, triple, and quadruple Khalil, the more of that you're going to see. And I think it's going to start to pay dividends big time. Here in the next couple weeks. Maybe I think this week we're going to see a complete change as far as our sack count.
I think it's going to go up. I have us having at least 3 sacks in this next game, at least minimum.
Yes,
minimum. So Vanderdoes is looking really good. That spin move, that's something that Khalil Mack didn't even really develop until last year. And here is Vanderdoes, game 1, week 1 of his NFL debut, and he's showing that he's a very well-rounded defensive tackle. You go back about 5 or 6 episodes, we had an episode, Vander does or Vander doesn't, and we told you that Vander does.
Yes, he does.
And the response was positive. I think a lot of the fans were on the bandwagon too, and now we know that bandwagon is real.
It's real.
It's real.
It's a real thing. Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby.
Ain't nothing like the real thing. So look for this defensive line to develop. I do think it's the strength of our defense.
Yes, it is.
There were some doubters out there, and you have every reason to be doubtful. You had every reason to be doubtful. But after last week, the doubting has to stop. We got a cupcake opponent coming up next week. We should be teeing off on them. We will talk about that in the second half.
Yes.
But that was the highlight I felt for the defense was Vanderdoes, the secondary getting back to it in the second half. And you know what? Decent play from the linebacker position.
Pretty decent. Yeah, pretty decent. There could have been some of those early runs, those big chunk runs that they got early. They could have filled a little bit better in those gaps.
Yeah.
But other than that, we held up pretty well, man. And keys to the game last week, we said, stuff the run. Keep the middle of the field, keep that tight end under wraps, and put some pressure on the quarterback. And I think we did well in all those areas. Walker did not get in the end zone.
No end zone.
He had a few catches.
He had 7 receptions for 76 yards, and the fall off of that is after that it's pretty big. You got Matthews, a wide receiver, only 5 catches. Davis only 6 catches. Those are your.
But he had 70 what yards?
76 yards.
But he had a long of what?
23.
So you're talking about almost half of his yards on one catch, and then the other 6 were what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we did really well in those areas that we talked about last week.
That's it.
And, DeMarco Murray, he's been known for being a really good running back, and he didn't do much.
He had 12 rushes for 44 yards.
Exactly.
And his longest run was 21 yards. So he had 11 rushes for 23 yards.
Yep.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Compare that to Marshawn Lynch, 18 attempts for 76 yards. He had a 14-yard rush. He was grinding all game.
Oh yeah.
Rashard had a nice one. He had a nice. He had a decent little reception for 6-yard gain. And then Derrick Henry, 6 attempts for 25 yards. Boo boo.
Yeah. Boo-boo.
Boo-boo. So I think overall they came in just under 100 yards altogether. So, and that's including Mariotta's run too.
And let's just say this, even
95 yards total. We clocked out at 109.
Exactly. And so let's just throw this out there too. We know that Mac was doubled and triple teamed all game long. Mm-hmm. They were throwing everything that they could at him, throwing running backs, tight ends, which a couple of times the tight ends got whooped on, right? They got worked. But they were throwing everybody at him. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he didn't get a sack this game, but he still topped out as the best defensive end this week as far as his rating was.
Yeah, he graded out really high. So there it is right there. Let's move over to the offensive side of the ball. Derek Carr was 22 of 32, 262 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. I think his QB rating was 114, high. No interceptions as per usual. He did get sacked twice.
He did.
And let's talk about that because let's talk about that. Let's look at the positive first of all. Marshall Newhouse, right tackle.
Yes.
We were concerned about that position. 30 pass blocks, 0 rushes given up.
Yeah.
So Vidal Alexander comes in one play, gives up an immediate sack, coming off a sack previous play.
Yes. There was a sack the previous play too. What was it? The play before it or a couple plays before that?
It was the one play before it.
But that was a running back miscue. The running back didn't pick him up, and I was kind of mad that Marshawn wasn't in there because Marshawn would have picked that up.
Yeah, he would have. And that was one of those dog plays where the linebackers basically stunt each other.
Yeah.
They crisscross and they come through the gaps. So, you're going to get a couple of those. It was a nice play design by Tennessee, to be fair. But then to put Alexander in the next play, just a really bad experiment right there. That's not the time to throw a guy like that in there. You guys already know how I feel about Vidal Alexander, false start machine, and now you can call him a sack machine. Let's get him out of there. Let's get Sharp up in the depth chart. I know it's too early for that, but
I say we can keep him as the number 2, but enough of this rotating chair, enough of this let's share the duties thing. Newhouse is your starting right tackle. Vidal can be the backup, and you can bring the young guy up behind them. Because I saw a little bit of the same from Sharp in the preseason. He gave up a sack to Taco Charlton.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so he kind of just looked lost.
He did.
So I don't want to see any of that either.
No.
I don't want him in there. We don't need those guys in there unless it's necessary.
Yeah.
And it's not necessary. We should have Newhouse in there all game long.
Yeah. To quote Mean Girls, stop trying to make Vidal happen. It's not going to happen.
Hey, you know where I stand with Alexander, man. You want to bring him in the jumbo packages, which we should have when it was first and goal. We should have brought in the jumbo package. We should have brought in our 2 tight ends. Whatever package you want to bring in and run the ball.
Yeah.
You want to bring him in then that's a good call. But do not put him in situations where we're passing. I don't want to see that dude out there right now.
No.
Until he proves otherwise. And he can prove that in practice and in preseason, but not in an actual game.
I'm backing up the truck.
Back up the truck.
Jump in, Vidal. This is where you belong. Trash player of the game. And, I didn't mention it, but Eddie Vanderdoes, I'm going to give it to you.
You the real MVP.
You are, man.
I know they gave the ball to Vecchio. I know everyone's excited about Beast Mode being back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Vanderdoes, man, that's what I want to see. That's the future of this team right here.
I think so too, man.
That's the missing component, right?
It is.
So I'm excited to see that.
Another thing.
Yeah.
Mario Edwards Jr. had a pretty good game too.
He did.
He had a pretty good game too. Like, you know what? I was telling you earlier, the best parts of that game was our defensive line and our offensive line.
Yeah.
Both of those sides of both of those components to our team played their asses off. And like I said, there was toughness. There was anger. They were getting after it, man. And we can go ahead and talk about the offensive line now because it was a beautiful thing to see Hudson and man, they were getting after it. Hudson and Gabe and Kalechi especially.
Car insurance.
They were going after people, man. They were finishing blocks. They were putting people on their backs.
Open field blocks, pulling blocks.
It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. I mean, they are solely responsible for Cooper's touchdown, man. They drove him into the end zone.
Yeah.
These guys were nasty, and I love it, and we need more of it.
And we've typically been a power run team, but what we saw on Sunday is we're now going to a wide zone scheme in the rushing game, and you can do that when you have a veteran running back like Marshawn Lynch. That's the guy that's going to set up blocks for himself. He's going to find holes late in the play, and you can do that with a guy like that. A guy like Murray didn't quite have the vision. He was sort of a one-cut type dude, but now we got versatility back there. I liked what I saw from Rashard. I liked what I saw from Washington. Yeah, that running back squad is everything we thought it was going to be and more.
And we saw that Marshawn will also clean up your miscues. If you don't block a guy, making a guy miss him in the backfield, and then using his just fortitude to get the first down, and then trucking one of the best defensive linemen in the league, and just making him look like a little kid, man.
And you know what? We were right again, because we said you're going to see him early in games, and then you're going to see him late in games. And that's exactly what happened. He didn't play at all in the second quarter, came in the second half. Everything was softened up. Boom, more beast mode.
Yep. I like it, man. And he looked fresh.
Dude,
he looked so like fresh. It was like, hey, man, this is everyday thing for me. This is all good.
A couple other quick hits. You had Seth Roberts scoring a touchdown, his only reception of the game.
1 reception, 1 touchdown.
6-point reception.
It's all good.
We are now 10-0 in games that Seth Roberts catches a touchdown pass. His counterpart, Cordero Patterson, also had a nice game.
He did, and I was telling you about this. I really liked what I saw from him. He put on that Raider image as well, man. He's out there making downfield blocks, getting in people's faces, and we all talked about his size in the preseason also. That guy's the size of a tight end, man.
Yes.
So you see him downfield, he dwarfs DBs.
He does.
He dwarfs them.
Speaking of tight ends, Jared Cook looked like a gazelle on Sunday.
Jared Cook, man. Jared Cook did his thing. 5 catches, 50-something yards. I'm telling you, dude, we have too many weapons.
Way too many.
If it wasn't for a few drop passes and maybe some questionable calls on the offense, I think we're not even talking about how close it was, man. It would have been a blowout. And sorry, Titans fans would have been talking about how even these teams are matched.
I was on a game day thread. I was going back and forth between pj4f.com and on Reddit. And sometimes I like to stay away from pillaging on game day because it gets crazy in there. It's so busy. I went over to Reddit and they had a game day thread, and I had both Titans and Raiders fans, which is interesting when they do their game day threads. You get both teams, and I think it was like, I don't know, beginning of the fourth quarter, and I saw somebody post, man, and I thought we had this game too. It was right where we wanted them. And I was like, did you really? And he was like, yes. And then I got like downvoted into oblivion by Titans fans. Newsflash, you never had that game.
No, you did it. You did it.
You scored 1 touchdown in the first quarter, which we gave to you, and that was it.
On a run by your quarterback.
Yeah.
Not a passing play. You weren't able to do anything outside of a run by your quarterback.
On some NCAA.
Yeah.
So, like the Titans game, that's the way you want to start a season. We look like we were in midseason form. And let me tell you guys, the hype is real. You've been a Raider fan for a long time. So have we. There's always hype coming into our seasons, no matter where we're ranked in the NFL. We always got some addition, some added weapon, some retread, some project, something, a draft pick, something to be hyped about. Well, this year, it seems like every single aspect of our team that was hyped up is real.
There's no hype, man.
There's no hype. It's just the truth now.
It's the truth. It's the truth. There's no hype. Come on, man. Real recognize real, man.
So don't listen to Flavor Flav. You can believe the hype. Don't. You can believe the hype, okay? And for everybody else out there, 911 is a joke. All right? And that's going to be important for Jets fans this Sunday.
Oh.
So do we about cover that? Are we good?
I think we about covered that, man. I think we did a pretty good job of covering that. You can let us know if we didn't. But I think we covered it pretty well, man.
I think we did. I think the only thing we have not mentioned was Amari Cooper's first quarter touchdown, channeling his inner Tyrone Wheatley, dragging everybody into the end zone.
I like it, man. I like it. He didn't go down on the first hit. Shows a little bit about what we were hearing about him putting on the muscle. Excuse me.
The play I think it was right before that. The play right before that, Jared Cook had it was like an out route or toward the sideline route. I don't know if it was a quick out or if it was like more of a post flag towards the out. But he caught it. He went down similar, rolled, and then jumped back up. I was looking at that slow motion replay, and I never saw his hip or his knee touch the ground. I was pretty salty for a minute, but then Cooper did what he did the next play.
Exactly.
So I got over it really quick. But Shay's dying over here.
I'm dying over here.
we're gonna take a quick break and I'll find out if he has a peanut allergy. And if we don't come back, he does.
I'm good. I recovered.
All right, nice recovery. But quick hit. I think maybe they should have credited Gabe Jackson for that touchdown because he got his big butt in there and pushed Cooper in there.
Beautiful. It's a thing of beauty, man.
It's a team effort.
Thing of beauty.
Man, these guys play together and we love it. So we're going to get you guys on the other side. We're going to have a couple quick hits of some Raider news that's out there this week. And, of course, we're going to break down the Jets game as much as we can before the Jets actually break down themselves. So I'm Kenny Stapler, joined by Che, and we out here.
Peace.
Touchdown, Raiders!
You're listening to the Pillaging Podcast, companion podcast to pillagingJustForFun.com, the only Raider fan site made by Raider fans for Raider fans, featuring fan-submitted articles and the most lively Raider Nation conversation on the internet. Follow us on Twitter at PillageJustForFun. That's at PillageJust4Fun. Also, tune in every Tuesday on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher Radio.
Hey, 303 Raider, my brother. I am currently in Las Vegas right now making this call, watching Thursday Night Football, drinking and doing my thing. Anyways, week one, amazing. As you know, I wrote that article that's posted about the linebackers after the preseason. I had still confidence in the defense, but I needed to see something before I believed it. So I'm definitely excited about what the defense can do. The fact that we'll even have Conley or Obi, and even our young linebackers, Morrow and Adams and James, just getting better. Coming into week two, I completely believe that we are going to annihilate the Jets. I don't believe in trap games. They have no talent. They're flying across country. They got to play us in the black hole. Beast Mode's first game in the black hole. Derek Carr's first game back in Oakland since he broke his leg. I'm laying a lot of cash on it. I'm expecting a 20-point plus victory. So far so good. Season's off to a good start. Go Raiders. Oakland, Las Vegas, Raider Nation is everywhere. Peace out.
What is up? It's Plunk. So, week one was kind of a surprise and a pleasant one, mainly the defense, but also Lynch and Cook. And I mean, the offense firing on all cylinders, and the defense, especially in the second half, not great, but not bad. Forward to week two, I want to see more from that offense. I want to see the offense put the pedal to the middle and never take it off. And very interested to see what Conley is going to bring to the defense. Go Raiders.
All right, and we're back. So you heard from a few of our callers. We had 2 calls right now we're sitting on. So shout out to Plunk and shout out to 303 Raider. We might have a few calls roll in before we're done with this podcast, but that's what we're sitting on right now. You guys basically reiterated what we talked about in the first half. So we don't really have any response to that. Just, go Raiders. Raider Nation is everywhere. And love it or hate it. That's what it is. That's what it is. So let's do a couple of these quick hits here before we get into the Jets game. Breaking news today. Actually, that wasn't today. I think I saw it yesterday, maybe the day before. It's been coming out. Donald Penn closing in on 2-year extension.
Yeah.
So we told you that was going to happen, that Reggie said he was going to bring him back and probably work on something, and that's exactly what seems to be happening. We're batting 1,000, bro.
I agree. I agree. And you know what? And Reggie's that kind of dude, man.
Watch your cable right there. There you go. Yeah, it's picking up. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, Reggie's that kind of dude. You know, he keeps it real with people, man. Mm-hmm. He keeps it real with people, and I think that's why Penn came back, right? Penn came back, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna trust in you. I'm gonna trust that you're gonna do the right thing.
For the first time in a long time, the team culture here starts with the front office, and that's a good look.
Yeah.
I won't make any comments about Mark Davis, but definitely starts with Reggie McKenzie. And you know what? If I got to say anything good about Mark Davis, thank you for allowing our general manager to do his job.
Yes.
And getting out of the way.
That is definitely a positive. Man.
That's a positive. So that's a quick hit there. We're looking to that. How much do you think Penn's going to get? Do you have a guess?
Well, we just saw Seth get 12.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he get 12?
Yeah.
So and Penn's at what right now?
I think Penn's due somewhere between 6 and 9 this year.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I've seen a lot of numbers, so I might be getting that mixed up. But I'd like to see him get 2 years, $20 million.
Yeah, I think he's well deserving of it, man. Mm-hmm. And like we said, he's he grades out as one of the best tackles in the NFL, but he's not even in that top 10 as far as his pay. So let's get him a little closer to that. Let's get him in the top 10.
I think the top right now.
It's not going to take that much, man.
No, I think the top right now is 25 mil.
There you go.
Is what we saw when we were talking about this a few weeks ago. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm just kind of spitballing here. I think it's 25. So if they can get him in somewhere between 19 and 21, I'm cool with that.
Give him some motivation, man. Give him something to work for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Saw Jelani Jenkins sign with the Buffalo Bills. Good luck with that, Buffalo. Props to Jenkins. He's all right. You know what I mean?
You know what? I think his downfall has been injuries and things of that nature. But he did have some. He did look good in the preseason for us, man. And I was kind of hoping that he would stick around. Yeah. They stuck him on that IR and then they did away with him because he was like, I'm not about to sit on the IR for you guys. So they let him go, which was very nice of our franchise to do that. They could have held him there. Sure. They could have held him there, and they didn't. They let him go. They let him go get on another squad. So props to him and good luck to him. But it's all about the Raiders over here.
So for the first time in over 30 years, the Raiders are a 14-point favorite going into week 2. And I probably should have saved that because I got one more thing. But that's a good segue into our next one. So that feels good. I think that we're gonna be out ahead by more than 14.
Yeah,
but
I was about to say that.
We'll give our predictions here in a minute. I say lay the money there. I don't know it's a big spread, but
it's a big spread. But
give the points, lay the money, get paid.
I don't think we're gonna have the miscues that we had this past week.
Nah.
I see us putting up 35 points plus easy on these guys.
And like Marshawn said, he's going to be riding with the whole town.
Oh, yes.
So speaking of Marshawn Lynch, fined $6,000 per middle finger for his gesture. I didn't see that during the game, but
I didn't see it during the game either. And then all of a sudden there was like a zoom up, super close up.
Yeah.
Like just GIF going around. And I was like, oh, really, man?
I
was like, whatever, dude. I'm cool with it.
I like it. It's a middle finger. It's harmless and it's attitude. So
and my thing is, what I was saying too, I was like, we don't know what the dude that he was pointing those at said to him. So, hey, I'm with you, man. Hey, go ahead. Throw those birds.
That could have just been a general double bird, for the whole league. I don't know. I don't know that anybody said anything. Yeah.
I like that too, man.
So beast mode getting in there with the fingers. So those are the quick hits we have right here. There's really not much other news. I think we did mention, maybe I didn't mention, but Conley was a full go-out practice today.
Nice.
So we could be seeing his NFL debut. The only person that sat out practice today was Sean Smith with an apparent neck injury, but that could just be a rest day. I would imagine he's probable to play on Sunday. So we'll see how that washes out tomorrow with the last practice before we get into game day on Sunday. Thursday Night Football right now, I don't have a score update because I don't have that up. But who do we got playing right now on Thursday night? Cincinnati and Houston, I believe it is. We were trying.
Yeah, Cincinnati and Houston. And Houston laid a goose egg, man. What was that about last week?
They ran into the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Man, but you should have seen they were showing some highlights. I was watching some of the kind of replay or review of their film, and they were just miscues, man. They just especially on offense, they weren't picking up the reads.
No,
they weren't picking up the reads, and you had a safety just sitting, waiting for you to throw the ball to him, and you throw it to him.
I like Deshaun Watson coming out of college.
I like him too. I think he's their best shot. But there's definitely going to be some growing pains there.
So we're into the second quarter now with 7 minutes left in the half, and that game is tied up at 3 points apiece. So it's a barn burner over there.
No, also in addition to that, Cushing is
Brian
suspended
Cushing.
again for banned substances, aka steroids, for his second time.
That'll get you benched.
That'll get you benched.
Your voice sounds much clearer.
That'll get you 3 to 5.
Your voice is much clearer. What are you sipping on right now?
I'm sipping on this Cali Coast style ale.
That was very nice.
Yes,
it's very nice.
It's bright and crisp. It's exactly as it's described on the bottle.
Much like the studio tonight. It's very nice in here.
It's very crisp in here.
It's the nicest
Sometimes
evening
it's not
we've
as
had.
crisp.
No.
Sometimes it's not as crisp in here.
Sometimes it's real funky in here.
Funky like Gabe Jackson.
Funky like Gabe Jackson. Y'all really need to see this room. We'll be doing video maybe someday soon, and you'll get a peep at this amazing functified studio that we got here. But it's nice. We're starting to get into some moderate temperatures. It's like a cool 72 degrees out here where we're at in the South Bay. We had some lightning storms this week. I'm really liking the weather right now. Let's stick with it, Mr. Weather.
Yeah.
And so those are our quick hits. It's time to get into this Sunday's game against the New York Jets. Oh, yeah. So a win this week. What did we say? A win this week. Where is that? I lost it.
You got it.
I got it somewhere. Well, a win this week. Oh, here we go. A win this week would be the first home opener victory since 2013.
It's happening.
It's happening. Count it.
Count it.
It would also give the Raiders their first 2-0 start since 2002.
Check that box.
You guys know what happened in 2002.
That's right.
We went 11-5 when we made it to the Super Bowl. Well, guess what? We're going 13-3, and we're winning the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. You got it. No, you got it.
You got it.
So let's break this down. I'm looking at the Jets roster here, and it's pretty sad. So you got
honestly, no offense, Jets fans, but you guys are in full on rebuild mode. You might as well just go ahead and just lay it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might actually rather watch Heidi.
Save your energy for the draft, man. Save your energy for the draft.
So what do we got here? We got on the line, we got Leonard Williams, which is maybe the best talent they have on the line. Muhammad Wilkerson's not too shabby, but Sheldon Richardson's gone. He's not walking through that door.
Gone traded. For Javon Curse? Is that his name? Javon? Is it Javon?
Javon Curse or
receiver from Seattle.
Yeah. It's Jermaine Curse.
Jermaine Curse.
Yeah,
That's what
Jermaine
it is.
Curse.
Jermaine Curse. Sorry, let's start with the J.
So that's great and all, but you don't have a quarterback to throw to him, so that's a problem. Geno Smith is gone. I believe Amerson hit him.
Not that it mattered.
Amerson hit him so hard he woke up in a Giants jersey. If you guys don't remember that, make sure to Google it.
That was after his own teammate hit him.
Yeah. At the linebacker position, they got Jordan Jenkins, Demario Davis, and in the middle they got Darren Lee, who is a linebacker that I liked coming out of the draft. I think it was last year that he was drafted.
Yeah.
Was that last year? Yeah. Coverage back. I like Darren Lee. You know, wouldn't have been the best get for us, but I have my eyeball on him. I'm not sure how he's doing, but he is on the Jets, so I guess we already know how he's doing. And at the corner position, they got Buster Skrine. Hey, yo, Buster, where the you at? And Morris Claiborne, who's questionable right now. So behind him, they got Justin Burris. I have no idea who these people are.
Who are these people, man?
And,
I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
And
these guys are football players and soccer players.
They got Jamal Adams and Marcus May. These are all WNFL players at best.
They need to start that league quick.
They do. If Marcus May wants a shot at a Super Bowl, they need to start the WNFL. No offense, ladies.
Gonna be Juwanna Man over there, man.
And on offense, I'm not even going to waste any time. They got Josh McCown at quarterback. They say once a Raider, always a Raider. I call bullshit.
I don't know if you got that one, but it's all good.
Maybe the lone bright spot on that offense is Matt Forte. What are you going to do, Matt? What are you going to do in the third quarter?
But even then, man, I don't even think he's getting the touches, man. I don't even think he's getting the touches.
It's him and Bilal Powell.
Yeah, Bilal Powell is the one getting the touches.
Bilal Powell.
Pow!
Are you saying pow? So there's not. I mean, what are you going to do, Matt, when you're down 21 points in the third quarter? You're not running the ball. So
No.
Should we even bother breaking down the keys of this game? What are the keys to this game?
Smash them.
Just smash them in the face.
Just smash them. Just, man, go out there and do what you're supposed to do, which is just lay everybody out. I want to see every single one of our linemen just putting people on their backs, opening up gigantic holes. We're talking about over 100 rushing yards for Marshawn
in the first half.
In the first half. That's why I want Marshawn to be in sweatpants in the second half. Okay, chilling.
I want 24 points before halftime. What's your final score prediction for this game?
I told you it's got to be 35 plus, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and go with a good even 40.
42.
I don't know how we get there, but I'm just gonna throw even 40 out there. I don't even know how that works. I don't even know if we can even get that score.
40-0?
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and call it 40.
We're going to score 5 touchdowns and 5 2-point conversions. That'll get us 40 points.
There you go. Do it.
8 times 5 is 40. Still, I believe.
Okay, 42. Let's do 42.
Let's do 42. Shout out to Carl Joseph.
42.
And then my prediction, I'm going to say I'm going to go 45-13.
Okay.
I'm going to give them a late touchdown in the fourth quarter and 2 field goals other than that.
I want a shutout.
A shutout.
I want a shutout.
I want one too. I
think this is a game that's supposed to be the shutout.
It's supposed to be a shutout.
This is supposed to be a shutout.
Yeah.
So make it happen.
I don't want to see Derek Carr in the fourth quarter. That's all I know.
No. Resting.
Rest
easy.
Resting.
Just rest easy.
Yeah.
Feet up, chilling. Hook them up with some popcorn.
I want
to let them chill out, watch the game.
They should be reviewing Redskins tape by the second half.
Yeah.
Because we got to get ready for next week.
Yeah.
You like that?
I like it.
All right. So that's the Jets game in a nutshell. It's going to be a blowout. Just mark it. Like 303 said during the break, I don't believe in trap games, especially at home. Marshawn Lynch going to have a breakout game this year. That Jets team is just Swiss cheese right now. They're already done. They already caught the L.
I really like Swiss cheese.
I do too. It's sharp. It's salty.
I put it on everything, man. Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese. I put it on everything.
You're my friend.
So that's the Jets game. There's just not a whole lot to talk about.
There's not a whole lot to talk about, man. Let's take care of business, man. Run up the score. Let's make it a celebration. I want it to be like Charlie Murphy's stories, man. Just
celebration.
It's a celebration.
I would like to see. So here's the key to the game: don't take it lightly, and don't take the foot off the gas.
No. Fans show up mean, angry, and loud. All right. I want to be at this game, but I can't because I got fatherly duties and other stuff going on in my life. But so does. Sorry. I use your government name on that one.
We're gonna cut that out.
Kenny's got the same deal. Okay.
I do.
But if we were there, you best believe when we leave that place, there's not going to be a voice left in our throats, man.
Chase voice.
You better do it.
Chase's voice is still echoing from last year.
Exactly.
Throughout that Coliseum.
Resonating.
This man leaves it all on the field.
I leave it all on the field.
And then he walks to the wrong parking lot.
And then I walk to In-N-Out.
I didn't know there was an In-N-Out in Oakland until you ended up there.
Until I ended up there, yeah.
That was a preseason game.
That was MVP play right there.
So here's a quick story. We almost got kicked out of a preseason game for rooting too hard.
Yeah. What's that about? What's that about?
I think it was the first quarter, and we're up on our feet and we're shouting, and
nonsense.
Security guards asking us to sit down, and I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, I didn't pay for those seats. We
did pay for those.
We actually got those tickets for free.
Those were free. Thanks to whoever gave them to us. I can't even remember. Those were freebies.
Some rando on Reddit. I won those with a brilliant comment.
Oh yeah, you did. That's right.
Yeah, I was putting it down, representing PJ4F over there on Reddit.com. They give us a lot of love, so hopefully we get some crosstalk between the two websites because I like both places. Of course, near and dear to my heart, PJ4F.com. Yeah. But we were out there. We almost got kicked out of that game. We stood up for ourselves. We said, you know what? We'll make you a deal. We'll sit down on offense, but we're standing up on third downs. And on defense, don't even talk to me.
Yeah, don't talk to me.
And the security guard turned around, shook his head. He was like, well, I can't, you know? Mm-hmm. And I turned around, I looked at the fans on our section. They were Raider fans.
Sitting. What the hell's wrong with you?
Sitting down.
How dare you sit?
I know it's a preseason game, but you know what? It's time for us to get ready too.
You stand. I don't care if you're in the top. I don't care if you're in the last section at the top of the stadium. You stand.
Oh.
You stand and you yell as loud as you can.
I don't care if you're in the parking lot. You better be standing up.
I don't care if you're behind the grill. You better be standing up.
Shout out to the D-Lot.
D-Lot.
That's where it goes down.
Oh, yeah.
You got anything before we get out of here? You know what? Let's make a quick mention. We got a big fight this weekend.
Big fight.
Yeah, we will be watching that.
We will.
Triple G versus Canelo.
No. You said it backwards.
Oh, Canelo versus Triple G.
There you go.
There it is.
Just to let you know where our alliances are. Okay?
Yeah, we're Team Canelo over here.
Yes.
Puro Canelo.
Puro Canelo. Puro Canelo.
Yeah. Por vida y por muerte.
I like it.
We're gonna ride with Canelo.
I like
this
it.
weekend.
Yo, no. But you know what? This is gonna be a great fight. This is the fight of the year, yo. All right. We made it past the Mayweather McGregor nonsense, and you know what? Props to McGregor. He actually put up a fight. But this is the real fight. So anybody that's actually a fight fan, you better get this fight. It's $80.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Less.
Though.
It's cheaper than the Mayweather McGregor fight. So if you bought that fight,
yeah,
I sure hope you're paying for this fight. But yeah, man, and you know what? By no means do I think it's a guaranteed win.
No,
I'm riding with Canelo because it's in the blood. It's in the blood. But it could go either way, man. This man right here, the Triple G, man, that dude's a beast.
It's going to be a good fight, and it's not a given, and that's good. That's what we want. We don't want these one-sided fights. You said it's the fight of the year. It's the fight of the decade.
But there you go. Mm-hmm. But that's what we want. We want to see two men going toe-to-toe, throwing down, and not trying to just make it out of the ring with their pride or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. We want to see two guys going out there and saying, you know what? The only way that this fight is ending is with a knockout. A knockout, not a ref stoppage. Mm-hmm. Okay, a knockout. Mm-hmm. That means dude laid out on the floor, can't get back up. Knock out. That's a knockout. Don't count those TKOs. Those ain't knockouts. Get out of here, man. Just because your referee did a favor for you. Come on.
There's either going to be a knockout or decision with two guys that look like raw hamburger meat. That's how this fight's going to end.
It's got to look like Rocky. It's got to look like Rocky 1 and 2, man.
They're going to be laying in the hospital beds.
Looking like Martin after he fought the Hitman.
It's going to look. They're going to look like Apollo and Rocky at the beginning of Rocky 3. If you remember how that goes.
Just swollen up, man.
Bro. So, before I forget, we almost forgot the I See You segment.
I see you.
I see you. In one word, Raider. I'm just pulling this off the top of the page because I haven't refreshed and it's just been sitting there and I've been staring at it and it's been resonating in my mind. This is somewhat Raiders related. It's a very simple statement. It's got 16 replies. I don't even know what they are right now. I don't even care. The statement is, Watson is garbage.
It's funny because I said the same thing to you.
You did.
As I watched the Denver game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the text message right here to prove it. Watson is garbage. Watson is absolute garbage. And I'm also getting flagged comments as we're sitting here. So we should probably get out of here so I can regulate on the blog and delete some comments.
Right.
Raider Cat Dave's probably at it again. Friskies, I know it's you. I haven't even checked the email yet. Settle down, Friskies. We love you. Just settle down, though. Okay. Anyway, so that's it for this week's show.
Oh, yeah.
Tune in every week on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher Radio, or wherever your podcasts are sold. Pause. Pump the brakes. One last thing before we get out of here. I promised you guys merchandise in 2 weeks.
Yes, you did.
Not surprising. It's taking a little bit longer than that. The good news is the T-shirts are in. The screen print is, the silk screen is being set up. They're not printed out yet, but we do have the blank shirts. They're there. I'm looking at other merchandise. I want to know what your thoughts are. I might put a survey up on the blog. Would you rather see pint glasses, shot glasses, koozies, or coffee mugs, or all of the above?
All of the above.
Those might be a little bit pricey. Are you willing to pay a premium. I'm trying to get prices as low as I can for you guys. I'm not really looking to make a profit on this. I just want to get some gear in your hands.
Start off with the koozies, man, because that allows you to transform any beer that you have in your hand.
And you guys may or may, this is true. This is true. Any beer becomes a pillaging beer with a koozie.
There you go.
And the other thing is with the t-shirts, we're doing that local. We're doing that independently. So that'll be a separate storefront on the website. And so what I'm looking at now is probably the best mode of sale, the best mode of transfer to you guys, and the best way for us to track our inventory. I know you guys don't really need to know this stuff, but just kind of working out the logistics. All the ducks are pretty much in a row. It is coming. So that's what it is. Ship it, as my brother would say. So that's it for this week's show. Tune in every week on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher Radio. Also follow us on Twitter at @PillagingJustForFun. That's @PillagingJust4Fun. Call in every week and leave us a message to be played on air at 408-909-PJFF. Also, don't forget to send us your fan-submitted articles at pillagingjustforfun@gmail.com. That's pillagingjust4fun@gmail.com. I'm Kenny Stapler, joined as always by
Your boy Chip.
We Out Here. Peace.
Peace.
Go Raiders.
Just win, baby.